Okay, whew, it's been a morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, and welcome to the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences College of Health Professions. My name is Phyllis Fields. I serve as the Associate Dean for Student Affairs. Our audience this morning includes faculty, staff, and students, not only in person, but also virtually. So whether you're joining from auditoriums and classrooms on campus, the Northwest campus, your place of employment, or the privacy of your own home, you're welcome. We are happy you made the decision to make the College of Health Professions your academic home. If you have not received your welcome bag, that includes a CHP t-shirt, you should as the day progresses, or when you're on campus, or by mail, depending on your program. This program serves as the official welcome to students who have enrolled summer and fall 2021. Throughout the program, you will meet some of the academic affairs personnel who, along with the dean's office and your program faculty, your program director, chair, admins, faculty, and serve to support you throughout your academic experience. Time will not allow each presenter to elaborate on all of the services offered by their office and areas of responsibility, but it will give you a brief introduction. And later today, I will send students by email the contact information of each presenter. Program participants, please come to the podium when it is your time to speak. There should be printed copies of the program available on the Northwest campus, and there's a PDF available in chat. I ask that you please mute your microphones and that it remains muted throughout the program. And before I take my seat, I need to express personal thanks and appreciation to Dean's Office administrators, Office of Admission team is Lindsay Johnson, Rob Tolleson, who's in 126, and Teresa Whitley, and to program chairs, directors, admins, and other key personnel who have worked tirelessly to get us where we are today. Thank you very, very much. And at this time, the leader of our college, Dr. Susan Long, will give greetings in her own way. Thank you, Dr. Long.
Good morning. It's great to see people in the flesh. This is like really exciting. I didn't even mind the traffic because it was just so exciting to see actual people in the flesh. Awesome. So good morning and welcome. Today we welcome our new students to the College of Health Professions. And I'm so glad that you chose UAMS and the College of Health Professions to begin your professional education. When you made the decision to enroll in the College of Health Professions, you probably made a pretty purposeful decision to enroll in the program that you selected, but you probably didn't have an idea that you also chose to become an allied health professional. That's what the College of Health Professions is. In some institutions, they call it the College of Allied Health. We at UAMS call it the College of Health Professions. And we have programs, we have 15 different academic programs in our college. I believe our smallest is a class size of 7, and our largest is a class size of 40, which in them of themselves isn't all that large, but when you put us all together, we are the largest college at UAMS. I'll go over that just a little bit more in here in a second, something we're very proud of. But as allied health professionals, we represent 60% of all the healthcare providers in the United States. We're the majority of the healthcare providers in the nation are allied health providers. And then how do you know if you're an allied health provider? A pretty simple way to look at it is there's 4 categories of allied health providers that you subtract from this group of practitioners. Take out all the physicians, the nurses, the pharmacists, and the dentists. So if you're one of those 4 categories, you're not an allied health provider. If you are a health provider and you are not in one of those 4 categories, you fall into the category of an allied health provider. It's huge, over 5 million across the United States. And so even though you're sitting in a classroom, maybe with only 6 other classmates, or even in our largest, only 39 others, just think about the fact that you're enrolled in the largest college at UAMS, and you're a member of the largest cohort of healthcare providers in the nation. You are also among today 566 new allied health students in the College of Health Professions, 566. And when you add that to our 625 returning students, that brings us to nearly 1,200 students in the College of Health Professions. And so we are the largest college. We have 15 different academic programs. So even though you may have a small cohort, remember that even within the College of Health Professions at UAMS, you have lots of colleagues. And I'm gonna go through these individually just so you recognize who your collaborators are, who your colleagues are as you go through your academic journey. We have 7 baccalaureate degree programs, 1 post-baccalaureate certificate program that will be moving to a master's next year, 3 master's degree programs in the college, and 4 doctoral degrees in the college. They are audiology, clinical nutrition, cytotechnology, dental hygiene, diagnostic medical sonography, dietetics, genetic counseling, medical laboratory sciences, nuclear medicine imaging, occupational therapy, physician assistant, physical therapy, radiologic imaging, respiratory care, and speech language pathology. In the few minutes I've been speaking, I think I've used the word professional, I don't know, half a dozen times at least, so that's a word you need to keep in the forefront of your thoughts here. You're going to school to become a professional. Whatever you did that brought you to this point is awesome because it's very competitive to get to where you are today. But your hard work is just now starting. This is where it all starts. This is where it all begins. And whatever got you here, I'm willing to bet for the vast majority isn't going to work here. It's a different type of study. And that's okay. Don't be fearful because your faculty and your staff are here, and our Student Success Center is here to help you learn how to study to become a professional. You can't cram and dump. That doesn't work. Everything you learn, even when you think there's no way this is related to anything that I'm going to do as a blank, yes, it does. There's a method to the madness here. We have horizontal and vertical integration of the curriculum. So everything that you learn is woven across the curriculum and integrated vertically as you progress through the curriculum. There's a reason for it. And so blind faith is awesome. Blind faith, just remember that that's the reason that you're learning all of this. And it applies to the next thing. It's fair game of, hey, I learned that in Anatomy 1, and this is now Anatomy 2. Why am I being asked about this, or why do I have to move this knowledge forward? It all moves forward. Everything you learn moves forward throughout the curriculum. And so you can't memorize it and dump it. You got to be able to apply it. And we'll help you with that. A new way of, but you got to be open to it. So I'm just kind of warning you moving forward that it's going to be different for you, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be, if you think about today, there's probably people that you're just now meeting, or you will be meeting probably later in the day in your cohort or across the next week or so. These people are going to be your lifelong friends. And you're just meeting a lot of them today. And they're going to be people that you reach out to in your professional practice. And so enjoy that. Something else I'm going to remind you of is that I don't think anybody here is here against their will, right? And everybody chose to be here. It was all a voluntary choice. Okay, awesome. Because that what you decided to do and what you chose voluntarily has a tremendous responsibility added to it. Tremendous. You are going to be a healthcare provider. You are going to work with people directly and indirectly, their families, their friends, their communities. That's an awesome responsibility if you think about it. And you're taking that on willingly. That's great. And so as you go through the curriculum, remember that everything builds upon itself, that you're learning knowledge and skill, not just to get you through the program, but to get you past your licensure or your credential board exam. That's important. But ultimately, it's going to get you to that point where you provide safe, competent, contemporary care for those that come to you to seek that, be it in a test tube, in a blood test, or direct patient care, indirect or direct patient care. So I applaud you for making this decision to be selfless, because you're going to have to be selfless. It's not about you anymore. At this point in time, you now are about your patients. And that's what you got to keep in the back of your mind, who you're doing this for as you move forward. The rewards are tremendous. The rewards are tremendous. When you see you have that interaction with a patient, or you make that diagnosis, or you run that test, and you realize the impact that you're having. When I go back to allied health providers, it said that for every physician, 8 allied health providers come into play with that care that physician provides. If you think about it, someone in the lab did the testing that made the diagnosis available. Someone drew the blood. Someone does a physical therapy for that patient, or the occupational therapy, or the speech language pathology, or the speech language therapy. It goes on and on. And so what you do is extremely important. And so as you enter into your programs today, have fun, make a lot of friends, lean on each other. You're going to have to lean on each other a lot. And so open yourself up to new friends, to your colleagues, to your peers, lean on each other. Enjoy the journey. The journey is going to be a little rough at times, but that's okay, because you know that, and you realize that anything worth it, at the end, the reward that you get is going to be worth the journey. So buckle down, and most of all, remember that your faculty and the staff in your programs are here to help you, and the college is here to help you. Nobody does this alone. Okay, nobody does this alone. So reach out to each other, and reach out to your faculty and staff, and into the college to help. We're very proud of each and every one of you. Wear your t-shirt with pride. That's the most awesome thing. We started doing that about 4 or 5 years ago. With 15 different programs, it was hard to get students to realize that together we're one in the College of Health Professions, because they always kind of went to the program. I'm a dental hygienist. I'm a speech language pathologist. I'm a PA student. But together, we're the College of Health Professions. So when you get your t-shirt, wear it with pride. Also, as you're walking around campus, you'll be able to see each other and realize that there's somebody in one of the 14 other programs in the college. Go over and introduce yourself and learn about each other. And you also have time, a possibility to interact with each other as you go through interprofessional education here, which is very important at UAMS. It's very important for healthcare, interprofessional education. As I said a moment ago, nobody does this alone. Every healthcare provider is interdependent on the next person, be it a physician who's dependent on allied health professionals, or nurses, or pharmacists, or dentists. Okay, so once again, welcome, and best wishes as you begin your academic journey. At this point in time, I want to introduce Dr. Tina Maddox. Now, I think most people realize, but maybe you don't, so I just wanted to throw this in real quick, that UAMS has a Northwest campus. So we have a campus in Little Rock, and we have a campus in Fayetteville. It's about a mile from the UA campus. And the College of Health Professions has 2 programs that are solely held at the Northwest campus. That's occupational therapy and physical therapy. So we don't have those programs in Little Rock. But we also have students in some of our programs, radiologic imaging, for example, diagnostic medical sonography, genetic counseling, who are also located at the Northwest campus as well as in Little Rock. And Dr. Tina Maddox is our Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. She's a person that you can reach out to your faculty, your chairs, your program directors. She's also a person you can reach out to for assistance. And she's located on the Northwest campus, but as we've found out this past year and a half, distance means nothing, right? We've conquered distance. And so Dr. Maddox is on the Northwest campus, very accessible to each and every one of you. So with that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Tina Maddox, our Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I just want to congratulate everyone for making it to this point. I know many of you had very competitive application processes to get into the programs that you're in. So this is you should be celebrating a little bit today as you start this journey. So we're very, very excited for you to be here. I do want to, as Dr. Long said, I am located physically on the Northwest campus, but I am a resource for all of you. And I'm here for all of you, whether you're on the Little Rock campus or the Northwest campus. You may reach me by email, by phone at any time. It's an open door policy, but for some of you, I guess it's a virtual open door policy, but just, I want you to know I'm here. So what does it mean if I'm the Associate Dean for Academic Affairs? I am the support person for both students and faculty when it comes to your academic progress in your programs. So a lot of what I do is work with faculty to make sure they have the resources they need to deliver all of the content to you guys. But also, if you ever need anything, I'm here for you as well. You're going to be hearing about some other, I see y'all can see my coffee pot, and that's about it right now. So sorry about that, but let's see if I can move my camera. Sort of, almost. Anyway, let's see if I can. Maybe if I move back here a little bit. Anyway, I'm here to provide resources for you. You're going to be hearing about some additional resources from some of our other speakers. We have a student success center. We also have a wellness center for students, and those are resources I would encourage you to take advantage of. Again, I just want to say welcome. You're starting probably one of the most challenging, but also one of the most exciting endeavors of your life here with us. And we're very excited to have you. And again, welcome and congratulations.
Sky? Presenter mode?
No.
Let's move this guy.
Let's go to full slideshow.
Just like that?
Yeah, let's do. Otherwise, these folks right here, it's gonna have content.
Oh,
See that
okay.
right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see.
All right, I'm gonna go to. That's fine, that's okay. I get an opportunity to breathe now. Thank you. Good morning. I'm Brian Gittens. I'm the Vice Chancellor for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion here at the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences. And I showed up today for the t-shirt. So Phyllis, I get my t-shirt at some point, right? Outstanding, outstanding. So I speak for cheap. Anyways, I'm really excited to welcome you here to UAMS. I get an opportunity to speak to a lot to people, whether it be faculty and staff and things like that. But I'll tell you, one of the most satisfying things I get to do is I actually get to speak with students and interact with students. I think that sometimes as administrators, we can we lose sight of why we're here as we sit in boardrooms and budget meetings and things like that. So seeing all this great positive energy, reminds me of why we do what we do. So I'm going to introduce you quickly to our division and some of the resources and so their approach that the university has taken towards advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion. First of all, the mission of the University of Arkansas basically is to improve the health and healthcare and well-being of Arkansans and others in the region, nation, in the world. And the vision for the diversity, equity, and inclusion is to advance that and ensure that we have a culturally competent workforce, that that people have access to quality healthcare regardless of their expression of diversity. you hear these terms a lot, diversity, equity, inclusion. What I'm not going to do is read the slide to you, but I'm going to kind of tell you a little analogy, if you will, my party metaphor. And people who've heard me speak have heard this before, but I think of maybe I like parties here, is it just me? All right. So I think of diversity as getting an invitation to the party, right? Being invited to the university, okay? People who look differently and what have you, right? I think of this notion of inclusion is when you get to the party, being asked to partake in what's going on in the party, whether it's eating, dancing, or whatever it might be. In this case, it's being intentional about ensuring that you are, partaking and included in things that are going on campus. And I think of this notion of equity as making sure everybody has a ride to the party. Okay? Think about that for a sec. Making sure everybody can get to the party. Because you all have different starting points. You have people who have cars and don't have cars and things like that. So I'm going to make sure if you don't have a ride, that you have a way to get to the party. You may not need a ride to the party, and that's okay. And people get uncomfortable with this notion of equity sometimes because inherent in there is inequality. We all want to be all egalitarian and everybody gets the same, but that's not how equity works. Equity is giving you what you need to succeed, and the College of Health Professions is going to give you what you need to succeed. Okay. And for some of you, that might mean you need some extra tutoring or extra help or extra time in the Success Center, but that's okay. But that's okay. So you have to let go of this notion that that's a sign of weakness or this imposter syndrome, you may not belong. Getting your help, getting resources is actually a sign of savviness. It's smart. You have people here who are invested in your success. It would be almost foolish not to take advantage of that. And the Division of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, we're here as a resource as well. You come speak to our team, and if you got things that are going on, you have some sticky issues that you need to help navigate. We can help you navigate some of those. Be that linkage to your college. So the approach we take is this notion of inclusive excellence. We go beyond sort of numbers and things like that and recognizing that excellence and diversity, equity, inclusion are not mutually exclusive. They're interchangeable, they're interdependent. To have diversity, equity, inclusion is to be excellent. It's just sort of, they call it the Pentagon model, right? It's sort of our approach to diversity, equity, inclusion. It includes, 5 domains: inclusive community building, diversity and recruitment, education, research and scholarship, responsibility and accountability, and strategic partnerships. We'll talk to each of those very briefly in turn. When I think about diversity and recruitment, that's what I said before, and getting an invitation to the party. We're talking about faculty, staff, and students being intentional about diversifying the healthcare workforce, having a healthcare workforce that reflects the population that we serve. When think about responsibility and accountability, and diversity, equity, and inclusion, it's not just performative work, heritage months and awareness months and things like that. Those things are very important, but it's also looking at how we do things. Looking at our policies and our practices and making sure they are supportive of diversity, equity, and inclusion. So one of the jobs of a chief diversity officer, such as myself, is to ensure that diversity, equity, and inclusion is always on the agenda, regardless of what we do. Whether we talk about suppliers, whether we're talking about the curriculum, whether we're talking about how we recruit faculty, staff, and students, whether we're talking about resources for our faculty, staff, and students, ensuring that folks have equitable access to those resources. In terms of education and research, I want us to be a national leader in this space. And you may have heard that we're number 7 on the Forbes list for diversity. We're in the top 30th percentile for women in diversity across the nation. That's across different industries, not just higher education or medical sciences. So we have work to do, but we're doing great work in that regard. And you're joining this wonderful community. When you think about the community and the culture itself, think about this notion of inclusive community building. How do we build a community that not just tolerates diversity, but embraces diversity? Okay? Where inclusivity and the sense of belonging permeates across the institution. And we do that by training sessions. We do that by providing healing sessions and things like that. Last year, when we had a lot of social injustice issues going on externally to UMS, we provided spaces for students to express themselves, provided spaces for faculty and staff to express themselves, recognizing that we bring our full selves to both the academic environment and to work. It's not like we check who we are at the door. And we realize that as an institution, we need to provide those safe places for that, to have this dialogue. As an educational institution, we have a responsibility to have those dialogues and grow and learn from those. And we don't do this in the bubble. We engage with the Department of Health and other entities and other nonprofits to advance this work of access, community leaders as well, to advance this work of access to quality healthcare. Here's a picture of me having a good day. All right. But I can't do this work alone, okay? We have a strategy team. So as part of our approach is I have a small team. You'll meet a couple of members here throughout the slide presentation, but we also have representatives from each college and mission area to help advance this work. There are eyes and ears. And so these are people who volunteer their time, who serve in these subcommittees and these strategy teams. And so we have to make sure that we're advancing every mission, whether we're talking about the educational mission, research, clinical affairs, or just the well-being of our faculty, staff, and students here on campus. We have a new committee structure as well. The neat thing about this, you can see we have it all covered. We got faculty, we got women covered, we got students. All these folks are intentionally focused on creating policies and advocating for programs that advance both awareness of issues that are pertinent to these particular groups, as well as policies. There's real work that goes on. So you hear about these committees sometimes, they sit around, they gripe, and do anything. These committees don't do that. They have clear charges. Things they've done is created a faculty guide on how to mitigate bias in the search and selection process. We just launched a staff hiring guide as well, looking for programs and opportunities to advance diversity, equity, inclusion among these groups, whether it be the Health Equity Index or whether it be Pride Month, Disability Awareness Months, and things like that. And here's the cool part about it. And so while I have an office of about 10 or 12 folks, across campus, I got about 150 people focused on diversity, equity, inclusion. That's inclusivity at work. Oh, there's Gloria, Dr. Rashad Davis having a great day as well. She's the executive director for diversity, equity, inclusion. She normally kind of does the student stuff for me because her portfolio includes, student engagement. And so I saw this on my calendar yesterday. I probably shouldn't be saying this. There's nothing good that happens after one says that, though, is there? But anyways, I probably shouldn't be saying this. But I called her up last night. I said, hey, I got this CHP thing on there. Why aren't you doing that? I usually you do these things. She says, well, I'm on vacation, Brian. I said, oh, okay. I guess that's why I'm here at 8 o'clock this morning. So here we are, though, but it is a pleasure being here. And she also part of our portfolio of our summer programs and things like that, including our junior, senior STEM academies. So we have basically a program from K through 16, where we start very early introducing students to science. The idea is to get them excited very early. As you know, or might imagine, it doesn't take long for a student to get kind of sideways of science or being told that they aren't good at science and math and start to not seek health care careers. And so we try to keep them excited throughout the pipeline. We have over 500 students associated with our programs. And the idea over the next couple of years is grow that number to about 1,200 or 1,300 students across the state, leveraging Zoom and the like. We're also the division that provides advisory for several student groups, including the National Pharmacy Association, LULAC, League of United Latin American Students, the Student National Medical Association, UMS Rainbow Alliance, and we're LMSA, and down there is White Coats for Black Lives. I'm gonna say the other way. That'd been a problem. All right. There's Miss Odette Woods, and she's focused on staff diversity, equity, inclusion. She's the liaison for that subcommittee. And staff initiatives, again, looking at the climate with regard to staff, making sure there's equal access, where we're talking about diversity in terms of recruitment and or compensation and the like. And she also is in charge of our annual events. Do look out for those. September is Diversity Month here at UMS. We have a whole slate of activities planned for that month, including International Day. I think I give a State of Diversity speech at the time. There's usually films and things like that. But they look for the monitors and things like that across campus. You will see our event. And this is Dr. Nabawisi, and she's responsible for our research and evaluation, putting together grant proposals and the like, and our annual report. We measure things such as, career knowledge and aspiration starting points and the impact of our programs, mentoring relationships and attitudes and the like, academic achievement, matriculation rates and the like. So we try to track our students longitudinally so that we know that the program that we are having is having the impact that's intended. And we're preparing students to enter programs like CHP. There's Nick Pettis, our manager of diversity student recruitment, and he partners with all the colleges to ensure that there's collaboration and partnerships and that we are looking in the right places for diversifying the student body. And there's Ms. Amber Booth McCoy. She's in charge of, she's a manager of intercultural education. She leads our training and development as well as HEI, Health Equity Index initiatives. One thing you'll see is our trainings and the like. This Academy for Inclusive Excellence in particular is a whole portfolio of classes that we have. One of the cool things about this institution is that we recently implemented a mandatory implicit bias training for all faculty and staff. And it may not sound like a big deal, but when I travel across the country and I talk to my colleagues in the diversity space, they like wish that the institution would do that. I don't have to wish anymore. Our institution actually does that. Again, it speaks to the institution's commitment to this notion of diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's that important. And the last two people I want to mention is Ms. Andrea Roy and Ms. Marlo Thomas. What's their jobs? Well, everything else that's outside of media programming, and they keep me from wandering off into the woods, to make sure where I need to be on time and that I'm not too far off. But they're really the backbone to keep the operation going. Business administration, human resources, operations, and the like. And Ms. Marlo Thomas is my executive assistant. So stay informed. And here's our website. And it's probably like my personal phone number there or something. But anyways, give us a call. And we'll get you connected. If you have any questions about anything I said, any programming things, any ways you want to get involved or engaged, please reach out and let us know. All right? Thanks so much.
Okay, disconnect. I think I'm good. Okay. One question, whether we pin that here. So see if I can do that. Find us. There we are. Ah. It's like magic. I love technology. Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? I see at least 3 people who are like looking over the masks at me. I can see this is, everybody's a little nervous now. I do that to people, so I'm glad to see you all today. Welcome. This is actually very exciting. When Dr. Long mentioned how cool it is to see people on campus, wow, this is a thrill. I know it seems like a weird thrill, but when you work in student affairs like we do, this is the biggest part of the year. It's the most exciting when you actually see students, and we kind of got cheated last year. And so this year it's been really exciting. So I'm very excited to see you today, and I will be very excited to see you every single day with this on. Keep that on. Don't take that. There are guidelines. So if I turn into a jerk, you'll know why. It's like, that's kind of the thing. But I'm really happy to see you. I'm going to be really quick today because the stuff that I would talk about is stuff that would probably make you really go back into that sleep coma thing. So I'm the university registrar, and I assume every one of you knows exactly what the university registrar is, right? Exactly what? No, we don't. So the university registrar, we have an office of 10 people. We're right here, just another building over, right on this side of the campus, on the Little Rock campus. We are, just as it kind of implies, we're the registration, enrollment, student records office. So I told you, the most exciting things that happen on this campus have to do with student records, right? So this is where we have transcripts. This is where enrollment is managed, all of your student certifications, if you need to have an enrollment certification. We also have veteran student services in our office. We're working really hard to boost that, and we have a lot of veterans on campus, a lot of students who get VA funding as well. So there's a lot of stuff that happens in the registrar's office, but I wanted to be able to introduce myself so that you know that you'll be receiving emails from us sometimes. Please read them. You'll get an email from registrar@uams.edu. You're about to get a notification here soon on the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. Yawn. No, don't yawn. This is really important. You all have heard of HIPAA? Everybody's heard of HIPAA, right? How many have heard of FERPA? Huh? Okay, that's definitely not enough hands. So you're going to get a notification. We send a notification out every year. FERPA is the HIPAA of student education records. So it's protecting you. So this is, your HIPAA is about your patients, right? And your patient records. FERPA is about you and your records, and you've got rights, you've got responsibilities with that. So please watch for that notification from me. You can also find information about FERPA on the registrar website. So easy to remember, registrar.uams.edu. We've got all these resources available for you. So again, I'm really excited to see you today. It's wonderful to see your faces. I'm thrilled to see you starting this profession. It's a really hard time to be going into the health professions. All joking and fun aside, it's not really the greatest news out there right now, right? And so to see you here making that effort and saying, I'm going to do something that helps health and healthcare for others is a really big deal. And I'm very proud of you. I'm very excited. And we are here to support you. We're here to help make your journey as smooth as possible. It's not going to be an easy one. There's going to be bumps and there's going to be things you have to work on, but you have the resources here. So just make sure you know who we are. Again, my name is Clinton Everhart. I'm your university registrar, but you can always contact our office. We'd be glad to help you. registrar@uams.edu. And that's our email address. So thank you again. Welcome to UAMS. Welcome to the College of Health Professions. We're really glad to see you. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michelle Zingoulis, and I am the Title IX and ADA coordinator. So I have two very different sides of my office, and unlike the other areas you've heard from, I am the only person in my office. So when you contact me, you will get me. The point of my office mainly is to make sure that we have an environment here at UAMS that is free of harassment, discrimination, and violence. So on the Title IX side, if you encounter any kind of sexual harassment, sexual assault, sexual violence, you can contact me directly. You can contact your Associate Dean, Dr. Maddox, or you can even fill it out anonymously via iSafe, which is online. It's a great little anonymous way to do that. The other side of my office is ADA. So I deal with all kinds of disability and accommodations for you. So if you have received accommodations before and you have a registered disability, you can reach out to my office and I will meet with you. We'll talk about it. A big question I get is, can we also do accommodations when you are in your clinical rotations? And the answer is absolutely. We get a little bit creative with those, but it is something that we can do. And if you have not already reached out to me and you believe that you need accommodations, I definitely recommend reaching out sooner rather than later. Your faculty will appreciate that. And I cannot give retroactive accommodations. So it's from the moment we approve them on. And I have been meeting with students constantly. So if you are looking for that, please reach out. You can email me at disabilityservices@uams.edu, or you can email me directly. All of my information is on the website. The easiest way to find mine is to go to students.uams.edu and click resources, and both of my offices are there. So welcome. We're so glad that you're here, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.
I'm with Dr. Gittens. I can breathe again. Here we go. And not used to having that. I'm trying to, okay, let's see. Slideshow. Yeah, I have one whole slide. Good morning. I know, woohoo! And I'll tell you in a minute why I have one slide. I'm Mary Beth Norcross. I'm the Learning Center who is responsible for the students from the College of Health Professions in the Student Success Center. I don't actually work for the College of Health Professions or for any of your programs, although the line gets very blurred. But I have worked with all these programs. I'm going on my 6th year. And so I want to talk to you about some of the things that we offer. I also want to mention, and I'm watching my time, I want to mention that the reason I have one slide, just to get personal, is that I have ADD and I'm old. And so back when I was diagnosed, I wasn't. We were just space cadets. They just said, oh, so spacey, you're not paying attention. So for everybody who has ADD, you are my brethren and sisterin and whatever, and I appreciate it. I want to talk to you briefly about, today I had that really weird feeling of I don't need to be here because Dr. Long can do my presentation for me. She said most of what I'm going to say, which nothing like feeling important. The Student Success Center is there for students who come into some form of difficulty. And I will tell you, after doing this for 5 years, everybody struggles at some point during the program. Sometimes it's in the academics, sometimes it's in the clinical, sometimes it's just in the balance, but everybody struggles at some time in the program. And we are here, as well as others you've heard from, but the Student Success Center's entire mission is to help students be successful. Yeah, Student Success Center. And so we offer basically 3 services. And I want to go over those. The first one is our learning services, and that is where I work. And we have 3 learning specialists who cover 5 colleges. So because it is the largest college, yeah, I have the College of Health Professions. We have a learning specialist who just basically focuses on the College of Medicine. And then we have one that covers nursing, pharmacy, and public health. So when you go, or when you request help, when you list your college, you're going to get someone who's very familiar with your college, or in my case, with your program. Because I've worked with this faculty for so long, I know which courses are the most difficult. I know why students suffer. Professor Tigan's over there nodding at me. I have to not look at her. I know because I've been there before. So if you're in dental hygiene, I know A&P, head and neck. Now, an oral anatomy. If you're in a PA program, they're just finishing their first semester. It was gross anatomy and physiology. They're just tough classes. Radiologic imaging, foundations 1. We just know if you can do that, if we can teach you how to learn that, then you're going to do great. But at some point, someone is going to struggle. And so the goal is, let's get you what you need so you don't struggle. That's where learning services come in. I do academic coaching, which is a series of one-on-one meetings. And we talk about whatever it is that's your issue or issues. So people are always asking for the macro, the big picture. Well, what helps students? Well, depends on who they are, because nobody's the same. We also run a peer tutoring program. Now, that's assuming I can get a tutor. Sometimes I can't. We have to, but tutors, our peer tutors, are students who have excelled in a class that we then hire to tutor. Usually, can't always, if it's a 1-year program, I can't do this, but usually we look for someone who is like in the 2nd year of the program or the 3rd year if you're a PA or PT student, but not your same class level, someone who's been through it, knows what's needed. And for those of you who do really well, just remember peer tutoring is a paid position and it's really helpful for review for your board exams. So if you do well, holler, because I'm always looking for a tutor. Just a little plug for the future. We also have a writing center. It's staffed by 2 full-time faculty that read papers. And I really can't recommend this enough. They are experts in this area. There isn't much they've never seen. As a matter of fact, I don't think there's anything they've never seen. And And most people, well, pretty much everybody who submits a paper, has them go through it, identify some patterns for errors, they get a higher grade. They just do better. Just pretend your faculty is not here. If your faculty member can read your paper and understand it, you're going to get a better grade than if they have no idea what you're talking about. Just going to throw that out there. Okay. So it's just a really good idea. Thanks, Nakia. And then finally, we are unique in that we hire a tech support guy. Now, our tech support guy is no longer with us. So right now, IT is sending people over to cover, but our tech support will help you with your personal device. UAMS IT will not touch your personal device. They'll help you reset your password. They'll help you get access to the certain software and stuff that you need, but they will not touch your personal device. So we have someone there from 11 to 1 right now. So if you can't get email on your phone, you're having trouble connecting to the network, or if you have an Apple device, sometimes those don't play as nicely with UAMS software as non-Apple devices. They can help you. And that's exactly what whoever it is there for. I usually say he, but right now we have a revolving door and sometimes it's she. So I don't know who it'll be in the long run. Those are things we do. We also serve to connect you with other services. So for example, Dr. Gittens was up here with diversity, equity, and inclusion. Ms. Nottenkamper is here. I have referred students who are having financial issues to her. I'm sorry, I can't remember your last name, but she's next. The fellow who's going to follow me. Is for the student wellness program. And we do a lot of back and forth referring between a lot, because if you're in for anxiety, for example, say it's test anxiety, well, it's two-sided. There are things you can do to prepare that help reduce it. I help with that. There are things that they do on the counseling side that I don't touch, because if I try to go there, I will mess you up. I am so not trained for that. I'm an actor. I can pretend, but you will be messed up. So we do a lot of back and forth referrals. This is the website here. I'm going to be coming to most of the programs. And when I come to the programs, you get my email and all that. But and I think just about everybody has me at some point scheduled to come talk to y'all. So I can give you more detail, but that's our overview. And I look forward to seeing you all. Last thing, Dr. Long said, what got you here usually doesn't keep you here. Oh, that's like truth. That's deep. It's what I say. Please come early. If it's the day before your final, there's really not much I can do for you. But if it's when you first start to feel like you're falling behind, there's a lot I can do for you. Okay? Hey, I've got to put the mask back on. This is what I do for fun. Yay.
Okay, I think we should start with the game. You've seen me walking up here, right? Helping out with the tech support. I'm not really tech support, but I just happen to know Zoom pretty well. I want you to let your mind kind of drift and imagine what the bottom half of my face looks like. You got it? Okay, now let's see what it actually looks like. That's my favorite pandemic game. My name is Matt Boone, and I am the Director of Programming and Outreach for the Student Wellness Program. I'm also an instructor in the Department of Psychiatry. And interestingly, I'm actually a social worker. But I just love therapy and I love mental health. And I'm hearing something ring and it's not my phone, thank goodness. I'm actually giving myself a stopwatch so I don't talk too long because I love the sound of my own voice. When I decided to go to graduate school in social work, so I could become a mental health therapist, my sister said, you know, Matthew, if you're going to be a therapist, you're going to have to learn how to shut up. I know how to be silent sometimes too, but that's why I do outreach, so that I can get up and just talk and hear myself talk. So in all seriousness, I wouldn't have gotten through undergraduate or graduate school without mental health services for a number of reasons. Primarily was that I developed a disability when I was 22. I was a professional musician in addition to being an undergraduate English major, and I started having pain in my hands chronically. I've now had it for 29 years, and I have had disability accommodations everywhere I've gone. So that meant back in the days before dictation software and that thing that gets things about 75% right. By the way, I am the master of dictating when I need to be because I use dictation software now. But anyway, I had note takers in classes and I had people who typed at my computer. Imagine an early Apple, and I would sit next to them trying to think, how do you write a paper about Shakespeare with someone sitting next to you? So if it hadn't been for those disability services, but also therapy, to talk to someone and to find skills to manage the enormous anxiety and sense of feeling out of control that I had, I don't think I would have made it through undergraduate or graduate school. You know, I went to therapy because my dad was an internist and worked in medicine, and I lived in California in the San Francisco Bay Area in the early 90s, and everyone went to therapy. And my dad said, oh, I know somebody, let me suggest somebody. Not everyone comes from that world. You may come from a world where no one has ever gone to therapy or never admitted going to therapy, even though they might have, or you've never seen anyone admit they were depressed or anxious or struggling in some way. That's the way the world is. And so one of the reasons I do outreach is to reach those folks, right? I had the privilege of someone I trusted saying, oh, I know a guy that I send people to and no one complains when they come back to my office. That was the referral. He was great, changed my life. But you might not have that. So I want to be that for you. Right? If you come from a community, a family, a neighborhood, or just a life experience where people don't do this stuff, I want to demystify it. We're here to serve everybody. I have a special heart for people who feel lost or unseen for whatever reason. You know, rural students in the big city, students of color in a predominantly white institution, whatever it is for you, we want to serve you. Psychotherapy is not really that scary, right? It's just coming in and talking about how you relate to your thoughts and feelings and finding new ways to relate to them so that you can be more successful in your life and putting success aside, because who really cares, have a vital and meaningful life. That's what we're here for. So the Student Wellness Program has, I don't even know, I'm new. I started right before the pandemic and then I immediately went home to work from home for 16 months. And so I didn't even know where this building was today. But anyway, we have 3 or 4 therapists. We have a couple psychiatrists who will evaluate you and give you medication if that's what you need. And some people do. And there are 3 ways to get a hold of us. And I'm going to see if I can be deft and send you to our website real quick just to show you something cool. This is me Googling Student Wellness Program UAMS. I'm also the webmaster, but not a very good one. Dr. Thapa's like, you know computers, you can be the webmaster. That's my boss. I also came from a job in tech, which made me look really cool. Oops, I didn't do it right. And made people think that I actually knew how to use a computer. There we are. So just briefly, here's things to remember. There are no fees for our services. It is free to you. First thing to remember. Second thing to remember, it is confidential. We don't share anything with your academic folks, your family, or anyone else. We only talk to each other and anyone you'd like us to talk to with your permission. We don't use the EPIC system either, which is the health record here. We have our own health record just to make it feel safer for you. So no one could even accidentally see your chart. I'm going to show you, yeah, the webmaster hasn't really developed this very well, but I'm going to tell you about 3 ways to get hold of us. So the first way is just to give us a call. See this right here? Just give us a call and set up an appointment. Another way, what's that? I'm not sharing. See, that's how great I am at tech. Hold on. Thank you. And I've gone over my 5 minutes, so I'm going to really wrap this up, Phyllis, I promise. Oh, and now I'm in the middle of, I'm going to do this. Watch me. Here I am. We're on our website. Here's my mouse circling. That's our phone number. That's one way to get a hold of us. Another cool way to get a hold of us is this interactive screening program. This is, you can go online anonymously. If you're like, yeah, maybe I want to get my toe wet, and just put in some information, and one of the staff and I will respond to you anonymously. And then there's a cool service we're just piloting. and I'm going to find it for you. But gee, if you can't find it that easily, if I can't find it while public speaking, then it's probably hard for you to find it too. It's called Informal Consultation. It's based on a program that my colleagues and I developed at Cornell University in the mid-aughts. It was called Let's Talk, and it's now at more than 100 universities, totally by accident. We didn't plan that. But basically, it's an opportunity to talk with the counselor without actually going to counseling. What does that mean? People get a little nervous. I don't want to commit to this thing. What is this like? So it's like meeting someone at a cocktail party and having a conversation with them a little bit, or like after a presentation like this, and just saying, hey, I'm struggling with this. Could you help me in some way? And then I could have a conversation with you about this, but without having to commit to counseling, going through an evaluation, all the sorts of things that you do in a first mental health appointment. So what you would do is just give us a call or email us, and we'd set it up via Zoom right now. Just have a half-hour conversation to chat. You could even not give us your name. You could even talk about anything you want. So I'll pause there. I'm going to hang around. I'm going to loiter a bit after this meeting before I go to my next thing. So if you want to pull me aside and ask me a question, I'm open to that too. Thanks very much. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Michelle, who's our program manager, she has a bunch of flyers that are in the back. Thanks. I also want to say one last thing I forgot to mention. I do not want to forget our Northwest Campus partners. There's actually a student wellness program there too, with a great therapist and a great psychiatrist. And we will serve people via telemedicine all over the state. And if you're living out of state, we'll help you find resources where you are. Yes, sure.
On my email, so I need to log on.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so yeah.
And if we don't have enough time, I can just speak extraneously.
I think to log into your computer off of this might create some
Yes,
problems
okay.
with this Zoom presentation.
Okay.
If you can get in through Google Chrome or through a web browser, that's one way we might be able to do it.
No, it's on
Okay.
my email,
Okay.
so I'll just talk. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Janice Staunton Camper. I'm with Student Financial Services, and I'd just like to welcome all of you to UAMS. I'm excited to see, as everyone else has said, I'm excited to see faces. I've been working from home since March until July as well. And so it was kind of an adjustment getting back to campus and everything. And one of the first days I was back, I felt like a new employee. I was like, where is Ron 225? So anyway, but welcome. I work in Student Financial Services, which is a combination of financial aid, the bursar's office, and debt management, which is my area. So I help students with managing and budgeting their student loans. I guess I could take this off. Now you see what my face looks like. It is nice to take that mask off. But I help students with managing and budgeting their financial aid and their student loans, and also helping them with student loan repayment as you get ready to graduate. So I'm here to help you. My office is a no judge zone. I'm not here to say, oh, you didn't do this right. I'm here to help you. And it's easier to call me and get help than it is to struggle and think, oh my gosh, and stress about it, when I can make it a lot easier for you. I have one-on-one appointments with students where we can set up a budget and a plan to get through school, because your financial success impacts your academic success. If money is a problem, it stresses you out, and then it can affect your academics. So again, I'm here to help you. I do one-on-one sessions. You can contact me at any time. I also am representing the financial aid office and the bursar's office today. So I hope that if you're interested in financial aid, that you have applied, that you've completed your FAFSA and accepted your student loans at this point. If you have not, it's not too late. We award students year round. So that's a common question that I get is, oh my gosh, is it too late to apply if I miss the deadline? And I think some universities do that, but we do offer, you can accept financial aid year round. Typically, tuition and fees are due on the first day of the term, which is today for you guys, most likely. And so you have 30 days, you have a 30-day grace period to get that paid or to set up a payment plan, which is available. All these things are available on GUS. You can pay or set up a payment plan on Gus. You can pay in person at our offices, or you can pay by mail. So there are a number of ways that you can interact with us. Our offices are in the CHP building 6A. We've just recently moved. And so we're back at the very back. For those of you that are maybe PAs, we're all the way back across from the PA area in 6A. And if you'll just knock on the door, it is badge access, just knock on the door and we'll let you in. But tuition and fees are due today. If you have not made a plan for that, you've got a 30-day grace period before late fees are assessed. And so please take care of that. If you've not completed your FAFSA, be sure that you get that process started ASAP. When you complete the FAFSA, you're applying for a Pell Grant. If you're an undergraduate, you're applying for student loans, whether they are subsidized or unsubsidized loans. And I know I'm speaking to a diverse group in that you guys, some are undergrads and some are graduate level, and financial aid and what's available to undergrad versus graduate level is different. So I don't want to get into the details of that, but there are subsidized, unsubsidized loans. There are graduate plus loans that are available, and also parent loans for those of you that are still considered dependent students. So student loans are an important way to help pay for your educational cost. Once you have accepted loans, there are a couple of additional steps that you have to complete. And so be sure that you are watching your GUS. It's real important that you're watching that GUS account and the email account to make sure that if there's anything that you need to do, that you're taking care of that. We are available to help you guys, the financial aid office, the Bursar's office, and my office. And you don't have to take a number. There's not a long line. We're a small school, so you can pick up the phone and call and get somebody on the phone. From myself to the director of student financial services. So we're very accessible. You can also come to the office. It's not like you have to have an appointment. Although I will say in my office, I do work by appointments because I'm a party of one. It's just me. So, so we're here to help. Again, please reach out. I did have a PowerPoint. I can send that to Ms. Fields, and she can send that out if that's possible, so that you've got a little bit more detailed information. So I hope to see some of you in my office for budgeting and planning. And I've already visited with some of you. I saw on the screen, saw some familiar faces because I do Zoom appointments. And so I've been able to see your faces over the past year and a half. But anyway, I'd love to meet with you. It's a passion I have to sit down and talk to you guys, and I live vicariously through you because y'all are always traveling and doing all these great things that I don't get to do necessarily. But anyway, and then I get to see your dogs and cats when we're on Zoom. So anyway, y'all take care. Please reach out to us if you need help, and we'll be glad to be there for you.
Hello, I would like to extend a warm welcome to you as well. My name is Amber Tigan, and I am one of the faculty members over in the Department of Physician Assistant Studies, but I'm also one of the faculty who help in the IPE curriculum, as well as participate on the curriculum pillar team. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit here about IPE, but there's really only two things that I want you to remember. Okay, but you got to listen to what I'm saying in order to get those two things. So first of all, IPE is a term that you're going to hear a lot in your time here at UAMS. And IPE stands for interprofessional education, which is defined by the World Health Organization as occurring when learners from two or more professions learn about each other, from each other, and with each other. So at UAMS, we are dedicated to prepare our future healthcare professionals, you all, right? And to work effectively and collaboratively with each other. and improve health outcomes. And here is the first thing that I want you to remember. So I'm going to show you, and I am very not tech savvy. And I'm looking for Google Chrome, but why can't I find it? Yes, here comes Matt to save the day. Where's my Google Chrome? I guess it was closed out. Maybe? Okay, so no problem, because I am also Googling UAMS IPE, which is a really easy way to find the address. I know, I'll get, yeah, that I do know. Thanks. That's the one thing I do know is sharing the screen. Okay, so I'm on the website now, sharing the screen. Okay, so this is the first thing I want you to remember is ipe.uams.edu. So this is going to show you your curriculum. And if you go to the student curriculum, it should pop up, right? Hopefully, student curriculum. Okay, it's being a little slow. Okay, so here we go. So this is the IPE curriculum that you'll participate in throughout your time here at UAMS. And it is required by all UAMS students to participate in the IPE curriculum. And this includes all 5 colleges, so students from all 5 colleges and the graduate school. So everyone will be in this. And there are 3 phases: the exposure, the immersion phase, and the competence phase. And it's designed to take you from a novice practitioner at interprofessional collaboration all the way to being competent. So most of our programs in the accreditation standards of your programs, it includes interprofessional collaboration. So you need to be able to do that, because as healthcare moves from more traditional siloed, like I'm just a PA, so I just work with PA and physician, or I'm a PT, so I just work with PTs. Instead, it's becoming much more collaborative effort. And so our program helps to train you all to be able to work effectively with each other and collaboratively. So this is the curriculum, and each of the college, or each of the programs within our college have their own certain sort of timelines and pieces of the curriculum that you participate in. So you'll see here, College of Health Professions, IPE timelines. And so you can click on that and you can find your program, and you'll see exactly when you'll participate in what activity throughout your phase. Okay, and so here you are, see audiology, and you can click on that and it'll show your when you participate in what IPE activity. Okay, and so the second thing that I want you to remember about IPE, so here it is, second thing, is that each one of your programs has a faculty representative that's on the curriculum pillar team. And so they're there to help walk you through your curriculum in IPE throughout your time here at UAMS. So I really look forward to seeing, I'm one of the faculty facilitators, I participate in a lot of events. So I'm really looking forward to getting to know some of you all, seeing some of you all in the future events that we have. And I thank you for your time and attention, and I'll see y'all later today, probably.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? My name is Nakia Detner, and I'm from the Office of Campus Life and Student Support Services. And today I want to talk to you about 3 things. I was trying to actually walk up here slow so I didn't trip in my pants again. This morning I was having a dance party with my 4-year-old, and yeah, I got caught up in my pants. So I am going to talk to you first about student health insurance, because that's a good reason to have student health insurance, because if you're having a dance party with a 4-year-old, you never know. Okay, let's see, I'm going to share my screen, and my information's not there. Okay, hang on. Let's Google, because I pulled it earlier. Campus Life. I'll just type it in here again. Here we go. Hey, Northwest, how are you doing? I don't know where to look. Are they here? Okay, and now share. Am I sharing Zoom? The blue button. Press the blue button. Okay, here we go. Here we are. Whoop, whoop. Okay, it's not sharing. Share. Oh, share. Share. Blue. It's not doing it. Tech. Help me out.
Watch this.
Oh, share, my bad. I am so sorry. Y'all, I am like, I haven't had coffee. And then I had to come to the orientation. It started at 8 a.m. on a Monday. I mean, woo! So y'all are lucky to have me here. Okay. Oh my goodness. And then the dance party and all of that. Okay. Okay, guys. This is the Campus Life and Student Support Services webpage. I email you guys information and communication about student health insurance, the associated student government, as well as activities and events. So if you just happen to delete my email, this is where you can go to get the student health insurance compliance information. So we're going to go to student health insurance. This is where you can find the standards that we require for your health insurance, just in case you have an existing policy. Because I know many of you, you're not 26 yet, so you may still be on your parents' policy, and that is okay. So these are all of the standards. The listing that you really want to pay attention to is this area right here. This tells you what your policy must have. You want to make sure that if it's an individual policy, that the deductible is $1,000 or less. Now, if you're on an employer plan or your parents' plan or a family plan, you're exempt from that $1,000 deductible. Now, if you have a plan and you're over that $1,000 deductible, don't panic. Don't panic. Just call me so we can walk through the actual standards that your policy does have, and then we can go through something called an appeal process, okay? So if you need to give me a call, write this number down because I'm pretty popular, y'all. I'm a party of one. Everybody trying to call me. Girl, I need insurance. I don't have insurance. I need to wait on my student disbursement. Call me. 501. And this is my real number, like you're gonna get me. 686-6973, okay? So let's back up a little bit. These are the standards. Woohoo, okay. And this is where you go to verify this little link right here, verification deadline information. If you happen to delete my email, which happens a lot. I don't know why. I'm pretty cool, don't you think? This little blue link here will take you to verify. Well, it's not taking me anywhere. Okay. Ta-da. Not happening. Okay, there we go. It will take you to the GUS portal. This is where you're going to enter your username and your user password, and you're actually going to input your health insurance information. It's going to ask you a series of questions about your health insurance policy, and then you're going to input the information. Make sure when you're entering your information in the areas like where it's asking for the address, your insurance policy number, do not enter characters in those areas. You want to make sure you don't enter like hyphens, dashes, periods, commas, anything like that, because for some weird reason, the system thinks it's HTML and it just throws your application completely and you're going to have to start over. When you're entering your information into the portal, make sure there's like no error message or anything like that popping up. Make sure you use Google Chrome or Firefox. This particular system does not play nice with Internet Explorer, okay? So make sure you use Google Chrome or Firefox. And I'm going to move on because nobody wants to talk about student health insurance, right? Yeah, when I grew up, I want to talk about student health insurance, and says no one. Okay. The next thing we want to discuss is the Associated Student Government. The Associated Student Government basically is the governing body and the voice of all students in all colleges on this campus. Although each college may have like their student council that represents their college, we represent all students in all of the events that we host, student intramurals, Hello Fresh, Painting with a Twist. Well, not really with a twist, but I guess, you know, if you're of age, you can do what you want to at the house, but you have to turn on your camera because I'm there and we're painting and we're having so much fun. Yeah. So most of these events are like free to you guys. And so if you want to make sure you're in the know and you know when these events are coming up and you want to get your kits and different things that we're passing out over in Campus Life and over in the Student Center, that's where you're going to meet Vanessa Lewis. She hosts lots of events too. That's like my co-worker, my ace boom coon. Do y'all say that anymore? No? Okay, yeah. Raise the roof. Nope, no, okay. Yeah, trying to be cool, relatable, you know. But the Associated Student Government sometimes teams up with the Student Center as well as Campus Life to host events for you guys. So this is where you can go to find our information, and actually nominations are coming up. And so if that's something that you're interested in, is representing your student body, make sure you go to the app. I will be talking about the app here shortly. And we list all of the duties of the ASG representatives. And basically, in a nutshell, your job is to come to the ASG meetings, which we will host virtually this year. We found that by hosting our meetings online, actually our participation has increased. We have more representatives able to attend the meetings. And so we're going forward, we would actually host all of our meetings virtually. It's just easier for the student. And so you come to the meetings, you listen to the information that's brought, and then you go back to your college and you give the information to your classmates, be it we're hosting an event, or we need to give some information about student health insurance or intramurals. You just go back and you post the information on your social media platforms within your college, and you tell your classmates about what's going on. Also, if it's some things that's concerning to you all, you bring it to this specific platform so we can discuss it. Guys, sometimes we have our provost there and she gets things done. You tell her something's going on, she's like, oh, I got it. And she's over there texting and getting stuff done. And by the end of the meeting, lots of times we can have things resolved. So I am the connect, yes. So if you're interested in ASG, this is where you can find the information. If you're interested in being a rep, you can find this information here as well. But now let's talk about the app, y'all. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. The campus app is something new that was brought forward basically by ASG. During COVID, we learned that a lot of our compliancy emails and just emails in general were being deleted by students because they needed the more pertinent information from their professors and from their instructors. And so we were being deleted. And so we were like, okay, why aren't students, you know, verifying their health insurance? Why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they doing that? And it was because you needed that line of communication open for your instructors. And so we were like, well, what can we do differently to communicate with students? And one of our ASG officers was like, why don't we get an app? And I was like, I don't have time to be creating an app. I'm already the webmaster. I'm doing all these other things, having dance parties with my kids. So, I mean, this was the perfect solution for the issue that we were having. So when you go to the App Store, all you have to do is type in UAMS students, and then this burgundy application will come up. It's free. It's free. But the reason why you want to have this application is because you find out about all the free events to you guys. And lots of times, like, this is the only way that you'll be able to participate in many of these events as well. So make sure you go to the App Store and you download the app. You'll find out about all the different intramural sports that we're having, and we have gone virtual with some of our sports. There are a few, like a handful of events that we can do in person with intramurals, but that is where you're going to go to find out the information. Also, Vanessa hosts a lot of grab and goes over in the Student Center. We love to feed you guys, okay? So if you want that free food, you better show me the app. Because we're gonna ask for it. It's like, show me your app. Yes, you want this bag, show me your app, okay? So guys, make sure you nominate your classmates. You can nominate yourself for the Associated Student Government Representative position. I believe that you guys may have 4 positions in your college that you can go for. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you either get in contact with me or Dr. Fields. You make sure you get in contact with her if you're interested. Make sure you verify your health insurance no later than September 30th. September 30th. And that is actually the extension date because we know many of you are waiting on your financial aid disbursements in order to purchase health insurance. So you have until September 30th to input your information into the student health insurance portal, okay? And if you have any questions, just make sure you reach out to me or you call me, either call or email, don't do both. Okay, because I'm a party of one and I gotta return calls, I gotta return emails. So pick a platform to communicate with me, okay? And lastly, make sure you download the student app. That is our way of providing study breaks to you guys because it's gonna get real deep into the semester and you're gonna want to paint with a twist with me, okay? But you'll be painting at home, okay? And I'll be painting at home as well. But thank you guys for your time and your stern looks. Like I brought my best jokes. Come on, y'all, just a little bit. But thank you guys for your time. And next up, I believe is Adam. Okay, I wanna stop sharing. I'm just gonna leave these buttons alone. It's just so many.
I want to have a dance party.
Woo! Here we go.
All right, we're gonna find out whether or not I learned enough watching other presenters this morning, see if I can fake my way through being technologically competent. My name's Adam. I'm the manager of the fitness center here on campus. So I'm gonna take a few minutes to talk to you about that. While I'm pulling this up, you just heard a little bit about health insurance and the importance of that. I want you to think about whether or not you understand what is the most important health insurance that you need to be aware of. I'll get into that for just a second here. All right. I didn't share that in the Zoom, did I? Let's try this again. We sharing all right now? All right, great. Your most important health insurance is you. And I say that from the perspective of someone who at the age of 16 was morbidly obese, pre-hypertensive, pre-diabetic, and I snored so badly I probably had sleep apnea. As a teenager, I had to have that horrible conversation with my doctor about the lifestyle I was living and the need to make some serious changes. That led me on a journey to by the time I graduated from high school, I lost over 100 pounds and I've kept it off for 20 years now. I tell you that because right now, more than ever, your physical health needs to be a priority, especially during the times of COVID that we've been living through. And we are here to help you with that process. That is what the UAMS Fitness Center exists to do. The information I'm going to share with you today is relative to the students here at the main campus in Little Rock. For those of you watching on Zoom in Northwest, there is a fitness center available to you. You check with your dean's office on the information for that. I don't have any operational oversight on that facility, but it is available to you. So we're located on the 8th floor of the Ron building. If you take that walkway that goes across the street, get on that set of elevators on the 1st floor, head upstairs to the 8th floor, follow it around, you'll find us. Dr. Long is a solid member of our facility. She's been there for years, and we're grateful for her patronage and her support. The facility is open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. We do that because we know that sometimes your student schedules give you weird hours, especially if once you start your rotations, if you'll be doing those. The rate is based on a semester system, which is in effect as of right now till the end of December for the fall. Spring semester is going to start January 1st and go to May 31st. Then we have a short summer semester for June and July. It's $50 for the semester, both fall and spring, and then $20 for that summer semester for that unlimited access. We've got all the cardio equipment you could want: bikes, ellipticals, stair climbers, rowing machines, all that stuff. If you want to lift weights, come in, get strong. We've got dumbbells up to 120 pounds. We've got squat racks, barbells, anything that you're going to find in a facility open to the general public, we've got. What we have, though, that other facilities don't have right now is strict COVID procedures to help keep you safe. Right now, you have to wear a mask in the facility unless you are on a cardio piece of equipment and actively using it. We've been able to space those out enough that you can remove the mask while you're on cardio equipment. You will not find that level of protection when you go out to the gyms that are open to the general public. The other nice benefit about our facility is we are not open to the general public. Unless you're an employee or a student at the university, you don't get into our facility. So this is a great way to keep yourself healthy without having to go out and put yourself in an overly crowded environment where precautions are not being followed. We have a full locker room. There are showers in there. We provide you with body wash. We also have lockers in there that you can use while you're in the facility for your workout. We don't provide towels. However, before I leave, one of you is going to win that when we answer a simple question at the end of the presentation. And also, if you sign up before the end of the month of August, we will give you a towel as long as those supplies last if we don't run out of them. So here's what you've heard about Gus so far this morning a couple times. You can use your Gus account to pay for that membership, but you have a very hard set deadline on that. And that deadline is Wednesday of this week. It's the 18th, okay? So if you want to charge that $50 to your Gus account, you've probably seen emails that we've sent out periodically over the summer to let you know about that. This is what that information was about in those emails. The forms are there if you need them. You can go to our website, which I'll put up in a second, and do an online form for that if you want. Or if you want to have a membership, you can always pay cash or credit card if you don't want to charge your student account. But if you're interested in having your financial aid pay for a gym membership, you've got to take care of that by Wednesday of this week. You'll see there's some specific deadlines for certain years of certain programs. Those deadlines vary a little bit by program and by year, so look for yours up there. If you don't see your program and your year of your program on the screen right now, your Gus deadline has already passed, so you'd have to go with the credit card or cash payment option in order to have a membership for the semester. We're in office Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Like I said, the facility's open 24 hours a day, but that's when we're there to help you or answer questions or help take you through a tour of the facility if you want to see what the facility looks like. If we have time, I can pull up a quick video of the facility. Okay. All right. Well, we won't do that then. All right. So I'm curious, and you'll get the towel if you want to do this. If you have a story similar to mine, or if exercise has made a positive, impactful on your life, if you're willing to share that with people, I think one of the most valuable things that people need right now is a little bit of hope. And especially when it comes to physical health. So does anyone want to share? Yes, sir. That's awesome. And that's one of the important things to keep in mind. Exercise isn't only just about your body. Sometimes it's about your mind. Sometimes it's about your emotions. Sometimes it's just about needing to de-stress. And I can promise you, you're going to need that over the next few years. Don't wait till finals week to come de-stress. Take care of that right away. Welcome to UAMS. I hope you guys have a wonderful experience here as students. Come see us.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Lindsay Johnson, and I am one of the CHP Student Advisory Committee coordinators.
Hello, and my name is Desiree Arnett, and I work with Ms. Johnson, and we are the Student Advisory Committee coordinators. We would like to just tell you guys real quickly about kind of what we do, what our purpose is, and it's really just quickly, we create policies, we communicate those policies to your classmates. We are kind of the middleman with the student advisory, with the SGA? ASG, sorry, I went to UCA and it was flip letters. So ASG, Association of Student Government. And so we are just here for you guys. As Dr. Long said earlier, we cannot do this alone, meaning that we can't do it without you, and we hope that you can't do it without us. So we are just here to help communicate policies to your classmates, to our dean's office, and so forth. So you guys will be hearing from us soon. Your programs will be asking for volunteers or voluntold to come to represent your program on the Student Advisory Committee. We have our virtual meetings because kind of as Ms. Dedner mentioned, that has worked out really well for us. They're the second Friday of each month, and we look forward to meeting our new representatives for this year. Now, if you will please stand and grab your program if you have one. If you don't, you have your mask on and you can just kind of SOS and scoot over some. And we're going to recite this new student pledge together. We will start it off, then if you'll join in right after that and lead the way. And for those of you in Northwest and on Zoom, we can see you. So if you'll stand and join with us as well, we will gladly appreciate it. All right, all together. As a new student of the College of Health Professions and future health professionals, I pledge to always seek knowledge and actively engage in my studies with integrity. I agree to abide by all policies and regulations that pertain to my role as a student. I vow to represent work that is authentic, belongs to me, and represents my best effort. I will adhere to the highest standards set forth by my profession, the College of Health Professions, and the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences. And most of all, I pledge to become the best and most dedicated professional I can possibly be, to serve the needs of others, to demonstrate compassion, respect, and honor to patients and their families, and to advance the health of Arkansas and the world. Now we'll turn it over to Ms. Fields for our closing. Thank you, everyone. We've had a full morning. I'll send out the email with the contact information. As you see, you have a lot of support here on campus. You are not alone. Our office is located in the Admin West building, 3rd floor. That's where the dean's office is. So if you ever need anything, just feel free to contact us. And I will say now, the app is piloted by Campus Life. So don't think that you don't have to check your UAMS email, because UAMS email is the only official means of communication. And you really need to check your email daily and often, because there are a lot of things that are sent there that you will need to be aware of. So at this time, we're going to dismiss. Let's dismiss back to front. Rob and those in the auditorium downstairs, please quickly dismiss from that room back to front, exit the building. The Radiologic Imaging Sciences program has that room in at 9:50, and they have an automatic start. So thank you so much. Have a good day.